You know, it's like, stop hedging your bets, come over, apologise, and get back with the family.
But basically, everyone loves to come for Meghan Markle.
The next day, he dropped Blonde on his own record label. He once screamed at me down the phone because I wrote a story about his mum having big nostrils. Hey, I'm Jamie East.
And I'm Alice Brine.
And this is the Celebrity Trenches Weekly Dick Splash, the podcast where we dive headfirst into the madness, drama and absurdity of celebrity culture, bringing you our hot takes on the biggest stories in showbiz.
Jump on board our celebrity train, calling it Gossip Central, Showbiz Parkway and Tittle Tattle Temple Meads.
I'd love to drop off at Tittle Tattle
Temple Meads.
How you doing?
As you can tell,
You sound like shit.
I'm really good. It's not self-inflicted for the first time ever.
I've done it already. We've got a swear jar. My mum messaged. She's furious. I can no longer swear on the podcast.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry because I swear so much as well.
Well, we're both going to be skint. So that's 20p in the swear jar.
Brilliant.
So we're in all sorts of bother already.
No, I'm absolutely fucked if I have to put another 20p in. Who gets the money?
Great Ormond Street. I've no idea. I just said that.
I think we probably just go donate it to Tittle Tattle Temple Meads.
Yeah. I mean, they need
the
some money.
community centre.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone's snitching on each other.
The Tittle Tattle Temple Meads Community Centre are going to be rich beyond their wildest dreams.
100%.
We got loads coming up this week. We're going to talk about Harry and Meghan in a second. They're coming home. They're coming home. It's coming. Bold is coming home.
And they've got tons of jam with them.
Frank Ocean's Blonde album celebrated its 10th anniversary last week. And I just wanted to kind of just take a bit of a breath and a pause to worship at the altar of Frank Ocean and other celebrities that just get it right. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then staying on the music theme, is being a music star just being on a glorious hamster wheel?
I believe so. And do artists such as Zara Larsson, Sam Smith, Miley Cyrus reinvent themselves on each project because they want to stand out in the music marketplace? Or do they do it because we, the audience, get bored of them? I'd like to unpack that a lot more.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes.
And last week, we accidentally came up with the new 90s dating show, Knocked Up in the 90s. It has caught fire.
Oh my God, that's so great.
So we got loads of listeners' reactions and comments about how we can expand this format. I think this is our Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Yeah.
We're never going to have to work again after next week.
Knocked Up in the 90s. I would like to be the host of that, please.
Well, you can be the host of that unless Davina wants in.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I feel like that's who I'm competing
Davina? No. I mean, in news that will shock the square root of my arse, Harry and Meghan are coming back to the UK.
Man, and it is, excuse the pun, big T. People are not shutting the... Oh, I've already sworn. People are not shutting the F up about it.
Well, it's interesting. Why do you think they're coming back? This is the least celebby bit of the chat because there's plenty to get teeth into. But why do you think they're coming back?
The big why now?
I think there are lots of reasons.
Well, remember when I thought that Taylor Swift's wedding was a ruse?
Yes.
And remember how wrong I was?
I do.
I vowed to never guess ever again fucking anything.
And you're sticking with that?
But if I want to guess,
yeah.
Here are my two probably going to be wrong answers.
Okay.
One, Netflix documentary
or
like Apple TV or something like that.
Yeah.
Because it's a really win-win for them. Like they failed in the US.
Yeah.
And so they might as well sign a documentary deal about what it's like when they have to live in the UK. So that would be a good show. I'd watch the shit out of that.
Like a reverse King Ralph.
Yes. What is that?
There's a film with John Goodman in it where he accidentally became king.
Yeah, it's Princess Diaries.
It'd be like that. Oh shit. Yeah, exactly. In tragic kind of reasons are that.
Oh yes, very sad.
People think that King Charles is a lot sicker than is letting on, and and quite rightly, some wants to be hang around with his dad a bit, in his time of need. The more cynical among us, I think you hit the nail on the head, is this the US has been an absolute disaster for them. The New York Times did a really good kind of op-ed about it where they've just joined the growing list of people that have gone to Hollywood with a dream and have lasted 2 or 3 years and are now coming back with their tails between their legs. Never before there was a couple had so much opportunity to succeed and done so little with it. And I've got no skin in the game. I'm not particularly anti either of them. I think neither of them are as talented as they particularly think they are. But it's just, when you think about, they got a 20 million Spotify deal, probably about the same for a Netflix deal. He had the biggest selling autobiography in history.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wait, it was that big?
Yeah, because he talked about getting frostbite on his cock
On his
and
willy.
the fact that he'd taken coke. Look how nervous that just made the producers.
Didn't he say that in the book?
He did. Or Meghan did that dreadful Meghan with Love series, right? Where it turned out it wasn't her house. She'd never met
Wait,
anyone.
was that not their house?
No, it wasn't their house. It was a house down the road.
Wait, she like toured the chickens.
But of course she's not going to let cameras into her house.
But she took, well, no, they were like, this is our like back house. Like it wasn't their main house. It was like their little back house, which I don't know what the fuck that is. I've never been that rich. But like some people have front houses and back houses, no? With Love from Meghan thing was really, I found that really funny, that show.
But it was the tie-in. It was like, hey, we can sell products off the back of this. And was it like 40 quid jars of jam?
But basically, everyone loves to come for Meghan Markle. I fucking hate
That's true.
it.
It's true.
Because she's annoying. Cool. We can all agree. She's got annoying ass habits. Like she's a bit of kind of like a goody good and like a little bit teacher's petty and a little bit
I think
makes
you
her
can
own
be
jammy.
two things. I think you can be bullied and you can also be annoying.
Yeah,
right.
but
I think she has been bullied. I think there was some systemic racism
100%.
going in it. How you go from you remember the wedding, right? It was seen as this amazing barrier breaking kind of thing, right? The reality is they are now coming back, and there's already you can see the spin kind of slipping in. First of all, they're coming back. Now they're like, oh, it may be just for 6 months. It's like, stop hedging your bets, come over, apologise, and get back with the
What do they
family.
have to apologise for?
I mean, come on. They burnt so many bridges when they left.
Oh, apologise to their family.
Oh, no, not to the public.
Yeah, because
No.
they don't know the public shit.
No.
Basically, this is what pisses me off is like Meghan's annoying and the world came at her with Ted Bundy level energy.
Yeah. I think that people came after them and people like Bill Simmons who, so off the back of their Spotify deal, because they signed a massive Spotify deal, right?
It was
massive,
20 million, wasn't it?
And managed, I think Meghan did like 12 episodes of the worst podcast. And that's saying something if you've seen some of our episodes.
Yeah.
Like the worst podcast
when
ever
the worst
made.
podcast on air is calling you the worst podcast on air, you know it's fucking bad.
Yeah,
It's
and
Quidger.
Bill Simmons, who is in charge of the Ringer Network, who's also on Spotify, basically didn't hold back and just called them a pair of, and I quote, so this isn't for the swear jar, a pair of fucking grifters.
Yeah.
And that seems to be the overarching sense that Hollywood has about them, which is why they've kind of run out of favours. They've pulled in all the favours they can. The well is a bit dry, so they're coming back. I mean, I don't know if you read the papers, Harry owes a few quid to somewhere not too far away from us right now. And this is where this weird rumour came in about Meghan supposedly being offered a part in The Gentleman, which has already been rescinded now. So already it's like, well, apparently the offer's been withdrawn. Can we just clarify something? There may have been an availability check, or there may have been a 30-second phone call between someone from the Gentleman or someone from Guy Ritchie's estate to someone in the vague aura of Meghan. I would stake my house on the fact that there would been no formal offer from Guy Ritchie to Meghan Markle to appear in The Gentleman. They've just strung this out as a piece of spin to look like a reason to move back to the UK, and B, a kind of like, hey, wouldn't this be cool?
Oh, you think so? You think her getting offered a role in a Guy Ritchie film was a ruse?
No, I think there might have been some kind of phone call that that her people have like spun into like, she's going to star in the next season of The Gentleman. And Guy Ritchie's probably woken up and gone, excuse me, what the fuck? That was Guy Ritchie. Doesn't have to go into the swear bar. The big detail that I wanted to talk about, right, which I think could be the saviour of Harry and Meghan, right, was in this New York Times piece over the weekend that talked about their failed kind of businesses. They set up this Archwell,
Endeavours,
whatever it is, this production company called Archwell, and came up with this format idea that people have laughed about, but that I think could actually be genius, right? So I quote from the New York Times, "The duo's foray into podcasts didn't go to plan either. In 2020, they signed a $20 million deal with Spotify, but they only produced one season of Archetypes, in which Meghan hosted and interviewed guests such as Serena Williams and Paris Hilton. Harry never made anything, despite workshopping ideas with the company for a year."
And what were some of those ideas, Jamie?
One idea, said one person close to the couple, was, and I quote, taste testing hot chocolate around the country.
So fucking funny. It's so funny.
I'm just trying to like, you know, when you kind of read something that's just so fucking stupid, 5p in the swear jar.
But I'm just trying to picture him in the boardroom going like, all right, yeah. Get this. It's a bit crazy. It's a bit out there. I'm going to try every type of hot chocolate they have everywhere. And then he expects the whole boardroom to go, whoa. Where did you think that up? That's the craziest fucking shit I've ever heard. And it is the meekest thing.
So all I can think, right, the two things. You know when a radio feature is never a radio feature unless it's a bad pun, right?
Yeah.
So either somewhere, like it came up with the name before like the format. I can't think what it is. But to give you an example of what I mean, there was a TV presenter in the 80s and 90s called Cheryl Baker, right? Legend has it was that she spent 10 years going around to commissioners around the country trying to get the show Eggs and Baker commissioned.
Yeah.
There was no show. She just loved the title.
I fuck with that. I mean,
Right?
I did.
That's 5p in the...
Oh, sorry.
Phil, our producer, sat over there, is an well, I'm not going to say ex-radio producer, resting radio producer. Phil, what was the worst pun title that you came up with? I bet you came up with some crackers.
Oh, loads. There's too many to think of. Since I'm here, I'll just put in, I remember watching Eggs and Bacon on TV when I was little.
Wait,
Was
it
it an
did get
actual show?
made?
Yeah, that got on telly.
Oh, it got made. Well done. Like, respect the hustle to Cheryl. Eggs and Baker. But Harry tasted hot chocolate. So it was either the name came up first or he read about Lord's stealth Instagram account.
Oh, yeah. Where she rates potatoes.
Onion rings.
Onion rings.
Which is like such a genius thing. Harry, if you're listening, revisit that. Revisit that idea.
What was the name, though?
I don't know. I should cocoa. One should cocoa. But Harry, if you're listening, of course you are, revisit that idea. Because the first episode would be like, oh yeah, excellent bouquet. Smells like chocolate with a hint of like semi-skimmed. And then the next one would be like exactly the same, except it's got whipped cream on top. He's like, oh, this is new. Do you reckon Harry's ever squirted whipped cream straight from the can out of it into his mouth?
100%.
And then the next episode would have been the same, like as we all know, a deluxe hot chocolate with marshmallows on the top. After that, you got nowhere to
There's
go.
nowhere to go.
Unless you go to one of those shit house posh ones, another 5p in the swear jar, where the hot chocolate is so thick and gloopy that it actually makes your mouth dry.
Yeah, disgusting. And then also, I just feel like the overlap, and then he's going to put a scoop of Meghan's jam into the hot chocolate.
Oh, a little swirl of apricot
and
spread.
now that hot chocolate is £49.30.
Yeah.
The other thing about the Meghan and Harry and everything is I keep hearing people talk about like, wow, when they moved to the States, everybody thought they were going to make so much money and they were going to have all the success. Who thought they were going to make tons of money? I understand that there's a certain level of appeal and there's a certain market, but like the attention they were getting and the fame they were getting,
Yeah.
I'd never really pictured as being something that could be hugely transferable because so much of it was just media hating them.
But it
wasn't fans.
But it was transferable for a time because the USA is so obsessed with the royal family.
Yeah.
Far more than UK. If any of you are watching this from the States or listening to this from the States, it's like Britain generally doesn't really give a shit about Harry and Meghan at all. Could give less of a shit. That's another 5p in the swear jar. But in the States, it's big business. But, however, you've got one story. It's like Harry had one story and he shot his wad on it in the book too early and left himself with nowhere else to go. So there was no sequel. There was no next chapter because the next chapter was him just kind of like doing nothing.
Instead of leaning in to what the people wanted, the American public, which is stereotypical shit about the royal family, they were like, oh no, we'd actually rather do sort of like rustic jam and sort of not talk about anything you want to know and sort of like not give you anything you want.
But I think they're quite different people. Like Meghan is obviously very Hollywood, very like laser focused on becoming a star, always has been. And she got her print.
Is she?
Oh yeah, well she was in Suits for a while. Before that, she was like one of the suitcase girls on Deal or
Was
No
she laser
Deal.
focused on becoming a star or did she just want to be an actor?
I think star.
I think maybe she also wanted to be I don't think it was just star. Like she didn't want to just randomly be famous.
Nah.
What do you think maybe?
I think maybe, but the problem is that now like she's very Hollywood, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think Harry is particularly Hollywood. And I tell you one clip that summed it up for me. It was the clip that went viral, and I think it was from the documentary that they did on Netflix where Beyoncé had just texted them. Do you remember that?
No, I think I do, and I think it was really cringe. Hang on.
It was like they were sat there just like on their laptop, just working away, when lo and behold, ding ding, and like Meghan went, "Oh my God, Beyonce's just texted," and Harry looks straight at the camera and goes, "Oh, no way," and then Meghan then starts to go, "Yes, Beyonce's just got in touch to say she's so overwhelmed by how empowering I am as a woman," or something like this, and you're just like,
What?
I want to see the receipts of that text. Like, who texts someone that?
I unless they're like.
I've never texted anyone anything remotely like that.
No, I've definitely texted like after my friend's really amazing comedy show. Like that was the most inspiring thing. You're fucking killing it.
Yeah.
Unless they're hanging out all the time. Are they hanging out all the time?
But before we descend into mad royal podcast territory, where we're just kind of like slagging off Harry and Meghan, what do we think that they will do?
It's either she's got a role and is here shooting because everything's shot in the UK now because it's way too expensive in the States.
Yeah.
Or they've got a documentary that's being made about them and what their life is like in the UK. So they're going to be like, the boys are in school and we're getting attacked by the media. And episode 1 is this podcast clip going, why are they even moving here?
Yeah. Oh, it could be the best episode of location you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah, Netflix.
Get Kirsty and Phil, like with Harry and Meghan at the beginning going, now Harry and Meghan are looking to relocate. They have a budget of £6 million. I've found them a 3-bedroom bedsit in Inverness that requires some work. Meghan's not keen.
Make them do changing rooms and then they have to go to their neighbour's house and then they walk back into theirs and it's like all eggplant. Meghan, we've painted your walls using your jam.
Yeah.
Don't you love it? Yeah.
A makeover show would be great, actually.
Yeah, I could see that.
What's the guy? There's that mad couple that bought the one chateau in France.
His last name's Strawberry something. And then
They should do that. They should give Harry and Meghan one of the dilapidated castles, not part of like the Duchy of Cornwall, that is basically like Harrenhal in the House of the Dragon. Like Place in the Sun for Harry and Meghan. They get given a castle that hasn't seen fucking running water since 1732. And Netflix like do a documentary about them turning it into a B&B. Thank you very much. That's the show we want.
Yeah, I love it.
Talking about Nikes.
What?
Wearing your Nikes.
Talking back Nikes.
Yeah.
Is that
My balls stuck to the side of my jeans. Does that mean anything to you?
No, is it like a salad fingers thing?
That is a lyric from Frank Ocean. I mean, it was almost imperceptibly the same as Frank Ocean. The reason I'm bringing up Frank Ocean, Blonde was 10 years old a couple of days ago. And I just wanted to, I thought, you know what? Use this platform just to salute who I think is a celebrity that just gets it absolutely right. No one does being famous better than Frank Ocean. Right?
Tell me more.
A couple of things. He's only released 2 proper albums, right? So Channel Orange and Blonde. Everyone's expected him to like release a new album probably for the past 5 years. Like definitely this year. There's loads of think pieces written about it. There's loads of sightings. From a business point of view, right? He hated being on Def Jam. Channel Orange was on Def Jam Records. And as ever, like when artists become big, they hate the record company that they're on. Prince did it, George Michael did it, Frank Ocean did it. So what he did was he recorded an album called Endless, which was like a kind of slightly weird instrumental album that fulfilled his contract with Def Jam. He sent the masters off, said, here you go, here's your album. They were like, oh my God, thanks very much. They put Endless out on, for example, Monday, yeah? Everyone was like, holy shit, new Frank album dropped. They're like, oh, it's a bit weird. It's like a weird instrumental. The next day, he dropped Blonde on his own record label, and it was an all-time classic. Like, nailed on one of the best albums of the past 50 years.
Yeah.
Like, 100%. Didn't do any press, didn't do a tour. There was no single off it. He just dropped it. Minimalist album cover with one of the greatest photographs ever, and then just disappeared.
Yeah, it's such a power move, and no one's ever done anything even close ever again.
And it's 10 years old.
Yeah.
And still, people are waiting for the next Frank album to drop.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it will, because I thought that's the dream, right? It's like do 2 albums, earn probably millions and millions and millions of pounds, and then just go off and taste hot chocolate.
Yeah, and he's not even toured. Did he tour when he did it?
Well, he did. Not really. He did, and weirdly, he did Coachella, I think, like either last year or the year before, and it was like it wasn't very good. Everyone thought, oh, this was going to like launch. He's going to announce an album off the back of it. He's going to do this. He didn't. He just did a random gig at Coachella where he wore massive headphones and just kind of sang old songs.
Like it was a favour to someone.
Yeah. But
Really?
who in your mind like has done the same thing? What celeb has got it right?
It's funny you bring that up because as part of Blonde, Frank Ocean, you can't also not mention James Blake.
Okay, tell me more.
I think James Blake's amazing, and James Blake did so much work on that song Godspeed. And I think
okay.
he wrote it. And there were then also White Ferrari was James Blake as well.
Was it?
Yeah.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah, that's really cool. He's a really like instrumental part of.
Love James Blake. For those that don't know who James Blake is, he's a
British.
Yeah.
Very, very, very tall singer, songwriter, producer. He just put out a song on Odyssey.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's right. He's on the soundtrack.
Yeah, and he's just got a new album out. And
where's Stone Island?
Where's a lot of Stone Island.
Where's a lot of Stoney. And
in a relationship with Jamil.
Yeah.
And
Jamila actually ended up producing some of his album.
Yeah, the new album, and she did a really good job. It's really anyway. And yeah, he's just extremely talented and amazing singer and amazing performing artist. And
uncompromising.
And is also my favorite fun fact, extremely funny. And and you wouldn't have a clue. Well, you would have a clue, but like when you listen to his music.
You would not know that from his music.
He's so funny. James Blake always needs a little shout out if we're talking about.
Sings a bit like this.
His first hit was the cover version of Feist, Limit to Your Love. Do you remember that?
Yeah, and then he did.
Is there a limit to your love?
Retrograde, and then obviously Godspeed, which he does his own version of as well now. But yeah, brilliant. So James Blake, but then there's a few that just get it right. So Billie Eilish is the one that comes top of my head.
Of course.
Because she just popped up out of not out of nowhere, obviously, but she popped up as like an amazing musician and singer.
Yeah.
And then you started.
Aged about 4.
She was like literally 9 years old.
Yeah.
She's just really cool. And then you see her on Hot Ones and she's like so funny. And she's kept going that way.
Yeah.
And also she was under so much like scrutiny from the media, like because she had like titties and an ass and would wear these like really baggy clothes. And
so do I. No one makes a show of these
and
bad
she was
boys.
So young and people would be making so many comments about it. And then there's been a couple of times where Phineas has been interviewed and they've said to him like, well, don't you worry that all you're ever going to be known as is Billie Eilish's brother.
Is he in Wayne's World?
He's actually in Harold and Kumar Go to a White Castle. But he will answer and say like, I will die very happy if the only thing I'm ever known for is being Billie Eilish's brother. Like that's
fair
honor.
enough. I mean, you know, their track record of hits is just banger after banger
They're
after
so
banger.
good.
What was the dun 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 dun? What was that one called? Oh, the bad guy one was good. No, it wasn't that though. It was Everything I Wanted. This one.
Oh.
That's the best one.
Yeah, that's sex song.
And then, but then when they do that, and then they did the James Bond one as well, didn't they? And the Barbie one.
Yeah, so I mean they're amazing, but she's cool and like awesome. And I don't like to use the word normal, but like you never get to the interview bit where she starts saying things like I'm making a chicken farm or like I don't know. She just like or just never. You always wait.
What? What was the chicken farm?
That's
thing?
a really bad example, but like every now and then there'll be like a really grounded famous person.
Yeah.
And they're so funny and they're so cool. And then they come out in an interview and say something like, well, I actually just let the moon guide me.
Are you talking about Lee Ryan and his 9/11 elephants?
What?
You not heard about when a pop star just completely derails themselves by running their mouth off? Lee Ryan from Blue.
Yeah.
The warbling songstress from Blue. Fun fact, he once screamed at me down the phone because I wrote a story about his mum having big nostrils.
That's right.
But he, after 9/11, was just like, I don't know why we're all still banging on about it. What about the elephants? The elephants are dying.
Oh my God. Oh, listen, Lee, two things
Imagine
can be
being
true
Lee
at once.
Ryan's press officer around about that time. Lee Ryan did apologise for his 9/11 comments.
That is brilliant.
The common thread between all these artists that get it right is because they don't play the game. And I know they're afforded luxuries, you know, like Harry Styles has the same kind of luxury, Billie Eilish has the same, Frank Ocean has the same, James Blake has the same, where they don't feel the need that they have to put music out every 12 weeks to kind of like sate the appetite of the world. Whereas someone like Charlie XCX has to keep churning it out. You know, every 3 months, you have to have new product coming out, right?
It's so interesting, isn't it? Yeah.
So the conveyor belt is very different, and they can just disappear, and they have the luxury of getting it right, I think.
But even they do have to put a shift in, like Frank Ocean pulling up and then hasn't done anything and then just randomly performs and it was shit.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like, well, you know, had you been doing something else or had you managed to get something else out, would it have been less shit? I don't know. Yeah. And then also people are forced to do that. You have to reinvent yourself. Like when you think of the difference between Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, can you imagine like phoning up Frank Ocean telling him he's got to do a TikTok?
I know, that's also great. But that's the thing is they do have to do it. Like James Blake has, when he was releasing his new album, you'll see him like, they're not tacky or crap or anything. They're like very much in his own style, but like has to speak on camera down his phone. Yeah. Like, hey guys, something, something, something.
But that's the same as, I think we've talked about it on the show before, is just the way that the press and the way the self-promotion is so undignified now. If you're a creative in any way, and I don't mean like if you're fucking Rita Ora or someone like that, because you're in a slightly different lane, right? Like Matt Damon, for instance, is a good example. You're on the press tour of The Odyssey, which is like the height of creativity. Like you're directed by an auteur, it's going to win everything, and yet you're forced to kind of like sit doing some shitty video.
Yeah, they're like, hey mate, could you just bob for apples real quick?
Yeah.
Excuse me? Yeah, we just need to get you bobbing for apples. Put your fucking face in the water, bro. Off you go. Like, it's just insane. Like,
exactly.
Every artist has to do this dumb bullshit, so.
I know. Anything else that gets right?
I would like to kick off a list of people that I think are celebrities that get it right, and you can comment below.
Yeah.
Zara Larsson.
Yeah.
Keke Palmer.
Okay.
Danny DeVito and Amy Poehler. Danny DeVito, especially if you watch the documentary of the making of Matilda. You'll be like, that's a good guy.
Nice. I will add, who do I want to add? Conan.
Oof, yep.
He gets it right. Any British ones that get it right? Oh my God, it's difficult. James Blake, yeah. Pam St. Clement. Madonna, does she get it right? She's gone quiet because last time we talked about Madonna, you got slated because you called
Madonna's amazing and she's never done.
You called her an old slag.
Madonna's very good, and a lot of people would think that she gets it right 100%. A lot of people really worship her, and she changed a lot of their lives, and so that is what people. That's that on that.
Oh, dearie me. You know what we did talk about the other week that did really well?
What?
Knocked Up in the 90s.
Yeah. Oh man.
So if you didn't watch last week's episode, why not? Go back and watch it. So we were talking about Let's Marry Harry last week, and also
Blind Date with Cilla Black. You've never heard of Cilla Black?
No, but I do now that you did the impression, but also...
it was that good.
It sounds so much like your Brett Goldstein impression.
They're very, very similar, okay? Right. Here's Cilla Black.
Hello, it's Cilla Black. We're having Laura fun on Blind Date.
Right. Brett Goldstein's, hello, baby girl. It's me. It's me, Brett Goldstein, with the film podcast off Ted Lasso. Yeah?
Yeah, that's really good.
Anyway, we were talking about dating shows. Let's Marry Harry, which I think we universally agreed was a sack of shit. 5p in the jar. But we started talking about Knocked Up in the 90s, which is our imaginary dating show where you basically, in the 90s, you used to go out, get absolutely leathered, smoke 40 to 50 red Marlboros or B&H, and then wake up basically with your future spouse lying next to you with no memory of it, and that was just it.
Now, you're married at first sight. Married at First Pint would also be another really good one.
Married at First Pint.
Married at First Pint.
Knocked Up in the 90s with the spin-off show, Married at First Pint.
No, Married at First Pint is actually way worse than Knocked Up in the 90s, because at least if you've been out clubbing, you've hung out, kind of got to know each other and got married at first pint. I've been on hinge dates where if I had to get married at first pint, the only way...
You'd be on your 9th marriage by now.
I'm halfway through the first pint. I'm like, I never want to fucking talk to this person ever again.
Fine.
So Knocked Up in the 90s.
Knocked Up in the 90s. Everyone got the vibe straight away. Everyone understood the brief. everyone got the brief and replied. So we set you up. We asked for your additions and your kind of format points for this new show. And boy, oh boy, did people deliver. So Annette Harris got in touch with their format point, exchanging a piece of paper with a phone number on, and then later only being able to talk on a phone that is linked to a wall for a follow-up date.
Oh, that would be so nice.
I mean, you're young, right?
No, I'm not. I definitely was calling up.
So they'll be writing someone's number on the back of your hand in lipstick.
Oh, how slutty and chic.
Yeah.
Bring the slutty chic lipstick number back.
And then, like, having to phone up, like, maybe a week later.
A week? Not 3 days?
No, that's nonsense.
That's fucking PC gone mad.
Yeah.
Phone contact gone mad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You phone up, but you have to go through their parents to get.
Oh,
to
yeah.
It's the parents' landline. And then also, Danny C 1979, aka Macca. Hello, Macca. Got in touch with some very detailed memories. Getting things kicked off with a game of Spin the Bottle. You've ever played Spin the Bottle?
Hell yeah, I have.
I think the Spin the Bottle has transcended decades, right? Tippy, you're a Gen Zer. Have you ever played Spin the Bottle?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
No. So do you know what Spin the Bottle is?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
It just feels a little bit before my time, let's say.
Christ, that's brutal. Absolutely brutal. So Spin the Bottle.
You asked for it, man.
I did ask for it. The My Mate fancies you round.
Oh.
Does that still happen, Tippy? Do you send mates to kind of like do a recce? Okay, that's a thing.
It's more boys than girls, though. It's more of a boy thing these days.
Well, that's because we're
Because girls have to chase boys now.
Yeah.
They want the fucking princess treatment.
Yeah.
It's so embarrassing, bruh.
Chat roulette, drunk loud music playing, trying to work out what you're both saying to each other, or simply nod, smile and say yeah, and repeat 10 times until you end up kissing.
Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant. Bring that back.
Love that.
Switchblade Smiles says, after exchanging phone numbers the weekend before on a bit of toilet roll, banging, or if you were really lucky, they also had a pager number.
Pager.
What a time to be alive. I'm too young for pager.
Pager? Well, pager,
I'm actually just too young.
I had a pager when I went on tour. I was in a band, and my last tour I had a pager because my wife was very heavily pregnant.
Yeah. See, it's always medical, I was about to say. She's like a hospital-related pager makes sense, but I don't know
that people just had pagers.
Yeah, but also I had a cell phone when I was like 10. But it
that was young. That explains a lot.
It was a brick Nokia.
Oh, okay.
And then all my friends didn't get them until they were like 15. But I guess the kids with single-parent households.
You had a very boring 5 years on your Nokia.
Well, no, it was basically like the only other kids that had them also came from single-parent households. So like I was a parent.
I think this has got legs, you know. So I'm gonna kind of like start rolling all of these format points into something. We should record like a fake trailer.
Oh, I'm down.
Knocked Up in the 90s.
No, we need to go to the Slug and Lettuce in Clapham.
Nice.
It's the one place that's still got that energy.
Has it?
Yeah.
We need Davina to host it.
No, I'll be. I'll wear a wig.
You do it. Yeah, sorry. You do it.
No, we can get Davina to host it. I mean,
What do you and Davina?
Yeah, love that duo.
Maybe Terry Christian to do the voiceover. Do you know, have you heard of Terry Christian, professional Mancunian, used to host The Word. I know Terry quite well. Hello, Terry.
And I also think we should get Lee Andrews to be the judge. Why is there a judge? I don't know. When you have the baby, he picks the cute.
Do you mean Lee Ryan?
Lee Ryan. But who's Lee Andrews?
Lee Andrews, exactly. That's show business, folks.
Who's Lee Andrews?
Lee Andrews is Katie Price's husband. We still think. You know, friend of the show. When we got into like
Lee Andrews would 100% go.
I wasted 80 quid on that cameo.
Lee Andrews would so go on Knocked Up in the 90s.
Hang on a sec. Can we just pause for a second? What has happened to Lee Andrews?
He's gone quiet.
That is a story that like burnt brightly. It was like a magnesium in a science class, burnt very bright and very quickly, and then just disappeared into ash.
Yeah, we need to track that guy down. I haven't seen a TikTok. I haven't seen anything.
Trench Dogs, this is your Dick Splash dispatch. Where is Lee Andrews? What is happening? Get in touch on the details on the screen, please, or in the show notes. Get on the mic. Tell us what's going on. We've got Lee Andrews' hot update for you. Tippy.
The Sun have said that Katie Price has posted a cryptic "I survived" comment amid Lee Andrews' marriage drama and hints at being betrayed.
I cannot believe that Katie Price is squeezing every last drop out of this story.
I can absolutely believe it, and I love it. I love that she's only just now going, it's about time I act like I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't believe what's happened to me.
Have we had any other comments?
Yes, we have regular listener comments. So non-knocked up in the 90s. Someone called TJ in Sandbatch.
Okay, of services fame. Okay, yeah.
He says, great to hear from Beefy Steam Pig.
Good old Beefy Steam
Of course, the race is now on to see who'll be Trench Dog 007. Yeah. Oh my God, the nerd demographic of
Love that.
is
I think we can safely assume TJ is a male.
Yeah, why don't you make it competitive? Oh, at the very least, the lucky recipient of this coveted membership number needs to deliver their voice note in the character as Bond. And
love that.
Unfortunately, I am busy that day.
I'll take that. We are still waiting for Trench Dog 003.
Yeah. Your hat's
so
here.
We've got a way to go. And we might get to Trench Dog 007 by the time the film actually comes out. Denis Villeneuve will be waiting to see who we make. We'll make 007 before Denis Villeneuve makes his 007.
Yeah, exactly.
At Fernando Castaneda has been in touch about the Beckham's interview we had on last week. That was with Alison Boshoff. That did not go down well on their socials. Fernando says, this didn't happen with the Spice Girls. They could have never fought over an outfit because they all had very different styles. They were and are true friends. Thank you for your comment, Mel B.
Love that. There's one from Eileen. Come on, Eileen. Somebody grab her a towel. It's come on, Eileen. Come on. Anyway, she reckons Mark Anthony didn't even know the plan as he invited Victoria up and called her the most beautiful woman. He was part of the problem.
You know what I love about this, right? You know, if you don't know what we're talking about, in last week's episode, we had an interview with the author Alison Boshoff. She had a book out called Brand Beckham, and people were not happy with the interview. But you know what I like about this is that like Alison wrote the book. Fine, you can think what you like. You know, you can take her claims as true as you like, but don't come back as just a general member of the public with an equal claim and say that yours is the right one. What the hell is happening? You people take the Beckhams far more seriously than we do.
Yeah, I feel like we need to have some sort of scale, Beckhams versus Meghan, on like who's more parasocially addicted to being obsessed with them, you know?
Yeah.
And then do you know we've got another one from Beefy Steam Pig?
Fucking hell, Beefy Steam Pig gets mentioned more in this episode than Lee Andrews.
Lee Andrews. Beefy Steam Pig is Trench Dog 002. Right? No,
yeah,
3.
That's right. Got the cap. Sent in the address. We got the address as he sent his cap. It's on the case.
Okay.
Yeah.
So actually, Beefy Steam Pig, or AKA Trench Dog 002.
Yeah.
After his voice note was featured last week, he says, it feels great to be a verified Trench Dog 002. Well, you're welcome.
Who's going to be 003? Is that you? Are you watching or listening to this thinking, you know what, there's nothing more I want in my life than to be Trench Dog 003 officially with your cap? Well, all you need to do is follow us on Instagram at Celebrity Trenches. The details are below or in the show notes. You could email us via hello@celebritytrenches.com, or, and this is the crucial part, you can leave a WhatsApp voice note on 0779 665 7512. But you've got to start your message with the word trenches. Otherwise, some poor Royals podcast will not have a fucking clue what you're talking about. Or they will, and you'll end up being like Palace Confidential 003 and you get sent a crown. But don't forget to tell us your actual name and your address. Oh, that's not bad.
We've done really well.
We've done well.
In the words of Katie Price, I survived.
Yes, I survived.
Yeah,
I feel I'm betrayed, but I survived.
Exactly.
We will see you next week, Trench Dogs. Stay stinky.
Bye.